Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to my Week 11 NFL Picks video. Just a quick recap of last week. So my teaser parlay of the Broncos Titans under 45, Bears plus 3.5, and Chiefs -3. I did a 6.5 point teaser, and that won me 1.5 units. And then my two single bets, I did the Rams -3, that lost, but the Chargers +7 won. So those two canceled out, and I ended up plus 1.5 units for the weekend. And last weekend, I ended up down half a unit, so that puts me at a total of +1 unit over the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to go through this week's games. I'm going to give out another 3-game teaser that I like, and then 2 more single bets that I like. So the same makeup as last week. And, as I said last week, some of these lines, they move throughout the week. So my feelings might change if I see, strong movement in one direction or the other, or if injuries come into play. So I encourage everybody watching this to also follow me on Twitter and keep up with what I'm thinking throughout the week. So looking at week 11, the Thursday night game is the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers. Packers got back on track with a win against the Cowboys. I think I like the Packers here to cover the 3.5. I think they'll probably keep the ball rolling and cover that spread and beat the Titans. The over-under at 41 feels kind of low to me. I think I would lean the over. But no official plays in this one right now. Bears-Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are favored by 3. The Bears have been looking pretty good in their last couple games. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're underdogs here. So I would lean the Bears with the +3. And the over-under 50, it's a high total, but I actually think I like this one to go over. I think there's going to be some points in this game. Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens. This game will be part of my teaser that I'll give out at the end. But just as far as looking at it as a single play, I would lean the Ravens with the -12.5, but that's a pretty big number for them to cover, so I'm not going to bet it as a single. But again, we'll come back to this one when I give out my teaser. And I think I like the over on this one too. 43.5 feels kind of low. I think the Ravens have been putting up some points, and I could see the Panthers getting some garbage time points, and this will go over 43 if I had to guess. Browns, Bills. Browns coming off a loss to Miami, I believe, and the Bills coming off a tough overtime loss to the Vikings. I think the Bills will get back on track and get a win. 8.5 feels like it could be a tough spread for them to cover. I could see the Browns coming within a touchdown. I would say I lean Browns, but I'm not going to bet this one. Over under 43, that feels low to me in a suspicious way. I think I would maybe lean the under on this one. So, Commanders-Texans. This is one of my single picks I'm going to give out. I like the Texans at +3.5 right now. It opened at +3 when I first looked at it, and They've given another half a point to the Texans after the Commanders' big upset win against the Eagles on Monday Night Football. And first of all, it's a short week, so the Commanders are traveling to Houston on a short week. And I think that maybe people are overrating them a little bit. I think that was a divisional game. It's not as shocking to me as you might think that the Commanders pulled that win out. And I think maybe they'll pull out another win, but I just have a hunch the Texans will come within that 3.5. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. It would be even better if it moves to maybe +4 or +4.5. Then I'd really like it, but I'm still going to make this a single play at +3.5 Houston Texans. And as far as the over-under, I think I like the over. I think there could be some points in this one. I think 40.5 seems low. A lot of these totals are seeming kind of low to me this week. But then again, maybe that means that they're not low enough. Who knows? Eagles, Colts. Eagles are coming off their first loss, like I said, over the losing to the Commanders. And the Colts are coming off a big win with Jeff Saturday's first game as head coach. I kind of think the Colts are going to keep this close. I think they might ride the momentum of that win. I think the Eagles, again, looking at the short week factor, they played on Monday Night Football. They're going to be traveling to Indianapolis, short week. I think I would bet on them to win if I had to, but I also think that the Colts are going to cover the 6.5. And especially if the line moves to 7, I think that could be a good bet, but it's not one of the plays I'm giving out. And I actually might like the under in this one, 45. I don't know. I think that seems a little... I can see it not quite getting that high, so I would pick the under. Lions, Giants. Lions ended up beating the Bears by 1. So they won the game, but the Bears still covered that 3.5 that I had in my teaser. So coming off a big win, the Giants are continuing to surprise people this year. I kind of like the Lions. I kind of think the Lions are going to keep it rolling and at least keep this close, if not win this outright. I think the total of 46 is low for these teams. Once again, I'm liking the over 46. Typically I would say I lean unders when I'm looking at totals. I think, a lot of times the books set the totals a little low, or they set them a little high because, casual bettors tend to like overs instead of unders. But I think this week they're seeming low to me. Rams and Saints. So the Rams, last week at least, were playing without Matthew Stafford. I'm not sure what his status is this week, actually. The Saints have been playing with, second-rate quarterbacks all year. Andy Dalton. I think Taysom Hill might have been playing some quarterback for them as well. I have no idea which way this one's going to go. I guess I would probably say I lean Saints at home to cover that 4 points, but that's a tough one. I do think for this one, I like the under. It's a low total, 38.5, but I don't see either one of these teams putting up a lot of points, so I would lean the under there. Jets, Patriots, both teams coming off a bye. I'd lean Patriots. I would. They're at home. They beat the Jets a couple weeks ago. I like Bill Belichick to scheme up some good defensive schemes against Zach Wilson, who I don't think is very good. So I'm leaning Patriots. Another low total of 38.5, but I think I like this one to go over. I think there's going to be a few more points than that. Raiders, Broncos. So this is going to be another part of my teaser. We'll come back to it. Looking at the game just by itself, I I'd maybe a soft lean on the Broncos to cover that 2.5 at home, but no strong direction there. And then the over-under, 41.5. I might like the under. I think the Broncos have a very bad offense and a pretty good defense. And the Raiders have been unimpressive on both sides pretty much all year. So I think this could go under. The last part of my teaser will be this game, Cowboys-Vikings. I think I would lean Vikings. I think they proved last week that they're the real deal. So I think I like them to win this one. But I'll come back to that one when I talk about my teaser. And I think this one could go over as well. 47.5 doesn't seem like it's enough for these two offenses. Bengals, Steelers. I'm going to go Bengals. That feels like kind of a square play. Seems super obvious, but I'm just not sold on Kenny Pickett, the Steelers quarterback, and I think that the Bengals will come in here and win by at least a touchdown. That's my prediction. And I think this could go under. I could see this being a, 13-20 type of game. I don't think they'll hit the 41. Chiefs, Chargers. So I said last week that I like the trend of underdogs covering the spread in primetime games, but I'm not sure I feel that way about this one in particular. I think the Chiefs will probably cover this at 6.5. I like the Chiefs to win by at least a touchdown. And the over-under 50, it's a high total, but I still think it could go over. My lean would still be over the 50 points. And my last single play for this game, Monday Night Football, 49ers, Cardinals, I am going to ride the underdog trend and bet the Cardinals at +8. Colt McCoy came in and played quarterback fairly well for the Cardinals last week when Kyler Murray was hurt. So even if he's not ready to go, Kyler Murray, I think the Cardinals will be in good enough shape to make this game close. It's in Mexico City, so that's an added factor that I think will, it's something both teams have to deal with, which, I mean, the travel to a foreign country is something that, both teams will be dealing with, and I think that tends to keep things neutral and help out the lesser team, similar to how bad weather sometimes does. So I like the Cardinals. That's my last single play. And as far as the over-under, I think I'm going to go over on this one too. 43.5 just doesn't seem high enough. So going back to my teaser games, Ravens, Panthers. I like the Ravens. It's with a 6.5 point tease. I like the Ravens to win by 6. Then looking at Raiders, Broncos. Again, I'm doing 6.5 points. So with 2.5, that's going to be +9, so they would just have to come within 9 points. I do think that I like that with that kind of cushion. And Vikings, Cowboys, again 6.5. That pushes it to 7.5, +7.5 for the Vikings. And I like that as well. So it'll be, a 1-unit play to win 1.5 units. And it's Ravens -6, Raiders +9, and Vikings +7.5. So those are my plays for the week. Again, follow me on Twitter for any updates. luck to everyone if you decide to follow any of these plays or make plays of your own. And remember to please gamble responsibly. Hope everyone has a good week.